Welcome back to JBSports. I'm your host, Sean Burton, and today is Friday, so you know it's all about the normal sports. So, last week, of course, was my NFL wildcard round predictions. I went 4 for 2. The ones I got wrong with, I had the Chargers over the Texans, and of course, the Texans won. And I had the Rams, or the Vikings over the Rams, and the Rams demolished. So, one, apologies to those teams. I underestimated you very much, apparently. Rams tied a playoff sack record from a team. They were one away from getting the record, so did not expect that. They dominated the Vikings, so my apologies to them. And Texans, Chargers, Texans defense showed off, and their offense was pretty good too. So my bad for saying I didn't think you guys had it. That Ravens game was apparently just a random game that happened that wouldn't happen again. So my apologies. But the ones I got right, of course, were we had Ravens beat the Steelers. I had it figured. The Steelers were not good to end the season. They had a lot of problems. Now they have a problem with their quarterback because, are you going to keep Russell Wilson after how he played the last 2 games? Are you going to keep Justin Fields and give him the keys to let him run the whole team? What are you going to do? And it's a problem for a lot of teams, but we'll see. Bills Broncos. I knew the Bills were going to win. I knew some people said the Broncos were going to win. Not a surprising amount I saw, but everybody knew the Bills. Well, most people knew the Bills would win. So they cooked. That one pass from Josh Allen, I forgot who it was in the back of the end zone where he just got his feet above. That was an amazing touchdown. So kudos to them. I already talked about Rams. Eagles Packers. That game was messy from the start. Eagles won it fair and square. Really, I mean, there was that first one where the kickoff he recovered it, and then at the end there was possible pass interference, but really, it the Eagles really had it the whole time. They were just dominating. The Packers got some more injuries, so it wasn't helping anyone. So Eagles won that pretty convincingly. And then the last one, the Buccaneers versus my Commanders. I love that the Commanders won. This is the first time the Commanders have won a playoff game since I've been alive. The last time they won was 2005. I was not born yet. So, uh, crazy, crazy to see that the Commanders won a game, and two, it was close, but they stayed in it, man. It showed a lot of heart. A lot of our players, Marshall and Lattimore. You know what? Also, I would like to apologize to Mike Evans. Sir, I thought you weren't going to do too well, and you really did good against Lattimore, especially the first half. Second half, you didn't get really too much after that, but the second half was kind of weird. But my apologies. Should have gave you a little more credit than I gave you. Marshawn, please step it up because we're going to need you against the Lions, but that's a whole nother game we'll get into. So, um, Buccaneers, Commanders, Bucks did really good throughout the first half at stopping our run. B-Rob was getting stuffed repeatedly. Jaden Daniels did really good in the air. I think he was really smart. I think some of the fourth downs weren't really on him. There was one PI on Zach Ertz. That was kind of questionable, but we got a touchdown a few plays after, so really it didn't matter too much. But um, it was in the end zone, so they kind of have to call that. But we already got a PI once on it, so I didn't know if they'd give us a loan. They didn't. But then Baker Mayfield, I love Baker Mayfield. Don't get me wrong, I love Baker, but he's due for one bad mistake game, and that bad mistake was the fumble that he coughed up to Bobby Wagner, and we won the game mostly because of that, because we got a touchdown, and then they just got a field goal, and then of course Jaden Daniels, rookie, goes to the Bucks Stadium, which apparently is a really hard stadium to play at, and he just brought it over. Smart play, got through it, brought us down. Really, really nice, but scared me so bad play where Austin Eckler was going out and there was a lineman, or I think a linebacker lineman on him. Jane threw it to his behind his head, so when he moved, he couldn't get it, and Austin Eckler took it and got a first down. Crazy play, really ballsy, but great play by him. Then you had some other small things that Jaden was just doing good. That one where it was a third and one, where we needed this play to go because if it got to fourth, it would have been really hard, especially the position we were at. And uh, who was it? He ran straight through the line basically. It was a straight shot. JD stiff armed him, got away. the guy literally pulled his towel and was running with a towel after him, and then that led to a field goal where I love you, Zane Gonzalez. You know what? I don't care you got OCD. He is our kicker. I don't care what anyone says. Zane Gonzalez is our kicker. He deserved to be there, and he made that kick for us. Like, it was so big. Even though it's a doink, he made it. That's all that matters. Love Zane Gonzalez. Thank you so much, sir, for making that, and we really appreciate you. Thank you very much. But then again, that takes us to the next round where I'll go AFC first, and then I'll go to NFC. First one, Chiefs Texans. Wow, I harshly underestimated the Texans' first one. I'm not going to underestimate them now, but I will go with the Chiefs winning this one just because it's the Chiefs. I don't think they really lose this round, and you don't know what Doc magic is going on in the backfield and what the ref's going to be. I'm pretty sure the ref they have that game is one. I forgot his name, but every time he's been a ref for a Chiefs game, they've never lost. So it might be a little fishy in that department. I know Chiefs fans are like, "Oh, get over it. We don't get help from refs." You kind of do, and you get lucky a lot of the games. So you're gonna have to deal with it. But um, I'm gonna say Chiefs over the Texans. I find it just hard for the Chiefs to lose this round. I think they have definitely a chance to lose next round off of what these two other teams are. But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Sorry, Texans. I think it'll be a great game. I think you guys honestly you could have a chance to win, but right now I'm just gonna go with Chiefs. Sorry. So Chiefs over Texans. Next one, we have Bills versus Ravens. This game is one where I've been thinking about it all week. Bills and Ravens is going to be such a good game and such a close game. The Ravens did beat the Bills early in the season with mostly Derrick Henry rushing, so the Bills are going to watch that more. So it's a different Bills team and it's a different Ravens team. Both of them have gotten so much better, and I think it's just going to be such a close game. I've been going back and forth through my mind all week about who could win this, and it's really a hard one. I think it'll go down to the wire. I really think it will. Um, you have James Cook really starting to light it up as a running back for the Bills, and Josh Allen was insane last game in passing. Last week, Ravens. Lamar, so on it. Lamar was amazing. This is why I said he was MVP in my NFL awards video, which will come out but whatever. And that's why I think he's MVP at least. And it's just such a hard game. It's literally 50% of me wants to say Bills, 50% of me wants to go Ravens, and it's a really hard pick, especially because I know whoever I pick, half my comment section is going to be going at my throat. So, oh, it was such a close game, and they both really dominated their opposing team. The Steelers got absolutely smacked. Shout out Coach Diz, and and the Broncos did even worse. One touchdown in the beginning, and then the defense shut them down. So it's really just a hard pick to go with. I don't Bills or Ravens. It's honestly, guys, it's got me torn. Um, Thinking that the Bills know that the running hurt them so much last time, they're definitely going to be on the running this time. So mm, this one's so hard. I think I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with the Ravens. Josh Allen has been incredible. He is a high level player right now, high MVP caliber. But just something about the Ravens, just it's just something in my brain's making them say Ravens are going to win. And of course, I can be wrong. I said last week that my gut said Vikings, and my gut was totally wrong. My gut's wrong all the time. So it's really just my predictions. It's nothing against any team, but I just have to go. I'm just thinking Ravens. I'd be totally fine with either one winning as long as the Chiefs don't really win the Super Bowl. I'm mostly fine with it, like the Eagles, but it's a back and forth game. I think it's going to be so close, but I'm gonna go with Ravens because something's telling me. We'll save that game for last. Eagles Rams. This is one game where completely wrong. Someone literally got at me on the comments for it. I grossly underestimated the Rams. I apologize. Their defense tied a record for sacks in a playoff game. So if their defense comes like that in the Eagles game, it's going to make it so close. Offense, uh, I think the offense has to be a little more active. They were pretty active, but I think sometimes they're a little slow. So they're going to have to get that a little better, especially because the Eagles' defense is pretty good. But I think it'll be a close game, not as close as Ravens and Bills will be, but I think I'm going to go Eagles as much as that hurts. But it's just, again, I'm saying Rams will probably make this game close because they had a really good game last week, and hopefully their defense can carry it over and have 9 sacks and a forced fumble and an interception. But Eagles are on a different level. You had AJ Brown reading on the sideline, like they are not bothered right now. So I'm gonna go Eagles for that. And then the last game in the divisional rounds is Lions versus Commanders. This game, I hope is very fun. I hope it can be fun for me and not very sad because I'm a Commanders fan. First time the Commanders have won a playoff game that when I've been alive. So it really meant something for me, and I was so happy about it. But then I had like a little high from it for a day, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. We're playing the Lions, and you know the Lions are a amazing team, one of the best teams we've seen in a long time. Greatest of all time? No, one of the best teams I've seen in a long time, though. And David Montgomery has been full in practices, so he's going to probably be back. So you're going to have Sonic and Knuckles back. You're going to have the wide receiver core still there. I think one uh, good cornerback is out because of a knee issue he got, I think, in the Vikings game, but he's going to be out, so that might help us a little bit. But their secondary, I mean, it's pretty good. It isn't the best. I mean, Kirby Joseph is a very good safety. Led the league in interceptions. But as much as I would love to say the Commanders could win, and really it's any given Saturday actually. But this one I have to go with the Lions. I love the Commanders. I love the team. I love all the players. And I thank them for the year we've had, how much fun it's been, and it's been the best year of the Commanders I've ever witnessed. But I think I just have to go with the Lions just because what how good they are, and the Commanders are very good too. Don't get me wrong, and fans don't get mad at me, but I just it could happen. You never know. The Commanders could somehow win this because Jaden Daniels in any game it can happen. But our defense is it did okay stopping the run last week, but I just think the Lions are a more talented team. But I'm gonna have to go Lions. Sorry, Commanders fan, but that's what's gonna happen. So Chiefs Texans, I'm going Chiefs. Bills Ravens, I'm going Ravens. Eagles, Rams, I will go Eagles. And then Lions, Commanders, I will unfortunately have to pick the Lions just because I think they are a more talented team. So, so far in the playoffs, I am 4-2, 4 wins, 2 losses. So hopefully my record can stay positive. If somehow it went negative, I mean, that means it was a lot of fun games and it was really good, but I don't think it's going to go too negative. I might miss, I think I'll miss like 2 picks maybe. I think the closest game that I think I'm okay with maybe missing is Bills and Ravens, and I'd be totally fine if the Chiefs lost, but I don't think I don't think it's gonna happen. So we'll see what happens there. But some of the things I just want to talk about. One, Deron Payne, our defensive lineman, I think he's playing, but his thumb was wicked. If you saw the X-ray, it was so bad, a dislocated thumb. He went out like second quarter and he went back in, but his thumb was disgusting. Zane Gonzalez, thank you very much. But one thing I really want to talk about is Sam Darnold. So he was seeing ghosts apparently. I don't know if he said that, but the meme's gonna haunt him forever. But he was seeing ghosts, man. 9 sacks. You had an interception, a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Like it was really bad for Sam Darnold. So my guess is if the Vikings are smart, you're gonna have to take a bet on JJ McCarthy. That's gonna be a big bet you take on. But right now, Sam Darnold is not looking like the guy he was in the first full season till the last games. If you literally look at the games they lost twice to the Rams and they lost twice to the Lions. Those are the only teams he lost to, and well, I mean they lost to. So, and those were some good teams. I mean Rams, they're not as good as the Lions, but they're pretty good. But you just look at that and you're scared. So honestly, I like Sam Darnold a lot. I loved his story this year, but I do not think the Vikings are going to take him back. Teams you can kind of see him going to is those top few teams that are like, I don't know if this quarterback draft is for me. I don't know if this quarterback market is for me. If they trust Sam Darnold enough, you could see them going there. Like honestly, I could see maybe the Giants picking up. I know that's kind of weird, but if they don't get Shedeur or Cam Ward, are you going to take a guy like Jalen Milroe, Dart? Like, I don't think you take one of those types of guys with the third pick. You could go a totally different route, get a way better you can get a good wide receiver, get some good defensive weapons, Will Johnson maybe, get some people who can help because you're not going to win a lot of games with Drew Lock or Tommy DeVito. And you might not win a lot of games with Sam Darnold at there too, because Sam Darnold could be a product of the system, which I do think he is a system quarterback, and this quarterback in that system works very well for him. It's him and Baker Mayfield. The first few teams they went to, it didn't work out, but they finally found the team that worked well around him, and he worked well with them. He could go to the Giants and be absolutely terrible again. I mean, we saw it in the playoff game. It's back to old Sam Darnold, seeing ghosts, all of that. He could go to the Giants and absolutely stink it up, and you know what? It would be part of the course for Giants quarterbacks. You don't see a lot of good quarterbacks going to the Giants, so it wouldn't be surprising. And if he did well, that's great for them. But you're not going to see him get like a 30 mil contract. That shouldn't happen, in my opinion. The way he played in the playoff game, the way he's played in the 2 games against the Rams and the 2 games against the Lions, you don't like to see that. So maybe like 15 to 20 mil. I don't even know if that's good for him. I think I might be overpaying, but I just don't think those would be too much. That's just an overpay. From what I've seen is that his highest highs are against the I mean, he played really good against the Packers and some of these teams he played really good against are good teams, but the pressure just gets to him so much. Like a pressure of a playoff game, the pressure of getting the number 1 seed in the playoffs for the NFC. Like he couldn't handle the pressure off, and then the pressure of the game itself, like the type of game it is, and he couldn't handle the pressure of the sacks. It was almost impossible for him to get out of it. So it just doesn't seem like he's a really high pressure QB. He couldn't really handle it. Maybe it changes. Maybe he learns and he's like, listen, I got to get this mentally out of my head. If I want to be a good quarterback, if I want to make my team really good, I got to get out of my head. Maybe that happens. And, maybe there's a chance that Sam Darnold goes back to the Vikings and sits under JJ. And if JJ doesn't work out, then he goes back out there. But I just, it's not boning well for Sir Sam Darnold anymore because the 2 losses he had. Which I would love for Sam Darnold to go to another team and just do really good and maybe win a playoff game to kind of fix this. But that game was really bad, and I feel really bad because I love Sam Darnold's story, but it just did not bone too well for them. So Sam Darnold, sorry, bro, you're not gonna you're not going to get that contract. The 230 mil or what's suspected for him. Next thing I want to talk about is Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert played terrible. I like Justin Herbert too. I like how he plays. I like watching him play, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it all. He deserves this. He didn't play good. You got to give him the same media coverage as you do other QBs and how bad he played. He played terrible. Was it 3 interceptions, 4 interceptions, something like that? He was overthrowing people. He was getting sacked. He was underthrowing 2 interceptions. He did not play good. I would love for Justin Herbert to come back and maybe be like, all right, next year he plays amazing. That would be absolutely great. I would love to see that. But this game was terrible. You cannot sugarcoat it. It was bad. He did some good things. That the touchdown, Loud McConkey, that was great, but it was really bad. He's probably the reason they lost that. The defense was holding up well in the first half, and then once he started throwing interceptions, it was bad. So it is on him why the Chargers lost. And like I said, I do like Justin Herbert a lot, but he was the reason they lost. So that's the Chargers. Steelers just were bad. Uh, Russell Wilson didn't do great. Najee didn't do great. Their defense, you saw how the defense played. They didn't do great. The Steelers all around are just not the best structured. I mean, they have a lot of bright spots, but the quarterback situation is really bad. You got to fix that, and just Mike Tomlin, I'm just really conflicted on what should happen to him because, like, you see him bring you to the playoffs a lot, but with the playoffs comes just straight losses. 6 wild card losses in a row. I think outscored like what was it, 100 to 200 some to zero, like 30 some in those like games in the first half. Like it's pretty bad what's been happening to the Steelers. So Mike Tomlin, he is a very historic head coach. He should go down as a really good one. But the Steelers, they say they won't get rid of him, but honestly, I would think maybe it's just 6 playoff losses in a row. First halves are terrible. Second halves aren't much better. You just see this consistently with Mike Tomlin, where he can bring you to the playoffs. He has this record of having a over 500 record. How many years it's been in a row, but he brings you to the playoffs and then he does nothing. It just everything goes wrong. So while he brings you to playoffs, he's not winning you any playoffs games. So it's really something the Steelers fans have to look at. And if you're a Steelers fan, please tell me: do you want him? Do you not want him? Like, what do you think you could get for him? Like, just say in the comments because personally, I don't know if you should keep him or not. It's just something about it's just not working out well. So I don't think they should keep him. Maybe shop around a little bit, but we'll see what they choose because I'm just a podcaster. I'm just a sports guy. I don't make the decisions for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but we'll see what happens there. Little more about the Commanders. I like how healthy we are. We're going to Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore. I had way higher hopes for you, man. You were getting burnt by almost everyone out there. Mike Evans completely dominated you first half. One of those PIs might have not been fully on you, but that touchdown was bad. That was on you. Mike Evans was routing you the whole night. I think it might just be rust, and you really haven't had time to practice a lot, and you've been hurt a lot throughout the seasons, and just the way they were playing you maybe wasn't good. But this game, we really need to make you step. You really need to step up because Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jen Williams, you got a lot of players that are really good on offense, and our run defense may hold up for a while, but eventually it does crumble pretty hard. You saw that when Bucky Irvin started running all over us. So we really need you to pick it up this game, please, if we want any chance of staying in it. Because, like I said, I do think the Lions will win, but you never know. Maybe there's a chance Jared Goff throws the 5 interceptions or 4 interceptions he did against the Texans. There's always a chance that that happens, but I don't really think that will happen. So that'll be a test for us. I mean, it's been a great year. Like I said, I love what's happened this year. It was a rebuild year that turned into an amazing year. Plus 8 wins. I'm just really proud of what this team's been able to do. Jaden Daniels, so proud of what he's become. Probably the best rookie quarterback of all time, best rookie of the year of all time. Really, that broke the record for rookie of the weeks. He broke a lot of records for rookie QBs. He's broken so many things this year where you can't. Honestly, I don't really see. I never really saw anyone else winning rookie of the year but Jaden Daniels throughout every week. Even when he was having that struggle midway through, I knew he'd get out of it. So Jane Daniels, great year. And going on to what I was saying about that rumor, there was a rumor by Rio Robinson and Lake Lewis on their podcast. They said when Ben Johnson was about to get interviewed, he said that Sam Howell was the quarterback he would want in his offense. And Adam Peters, shout out GM of the Commanders, said, no, we're drafting one. So he literally canceled the interview, sent the plane back, and said, yeah, we're not doing this. So while Ben Johnson said he had unfinished business in the lines, which is probably after we canceled it, and he might have he might have been able to come to the Commanders after that, but we said nah, we're not having Sam Howell return. And thankfully we didn't. I mean, Ben Johnson probably would have been a good head coach, but I really like what Quinn's done, and I really like Jaden Daniels, of course, what he's been able to do. So really like what we've done throughout the year and what we've improved on. We still have a lot of holes we need to improve on. Brian Robinson is a big question mark right now. You have some definitely cornerback question marks. Holy moly, with Marshawn playing like that, if he continues to play like that, it's not much better than we thought it was without him. Safeties, I like it. We got to resign Jeremy Chin. Quan Martin, you can stay, man. I love Quan. He's been doing great. Some of the tackles we had this year were so entertaining. He's been great. The interception against the Falcons, he had one more, I think, this year, but no, he only had one. Yeah, because team leader was Mike Sanders still, Frozone. Great draft pick. So there's a lot of holes we need to fill. We probably need a wide receiver too. But with the cornerbacks, maybe like get Charvarius Ward in the free agency and DJ Reed from the Jets. I think that one of them would be a great pickup. Two, I don't think we'll get both, but if we did, that would be crazy. But one of them at least. DJ Reed would be really fun. I mean, he wanted to come to the Commanders during the day I think we traded for Marshawn Lattimore. A few minutes after, he had like a sad face or something, and it had to be connected because we just traded it. So we're pretty sure he wanted to come play for the Commanders. So probably pick him up. He'd be great because I don't think the Jets have much going for them for a little while. I mean, they're not drafting QB. I think most they can draft would maybe be like Jalen Milroe, third or fourth round, and let him sit under A-Rod or another quarterback like Tyrod Taylor or something. Maybe hope he can become something in the future. But right now, it's not looking too hot, So, we'll gladly take DJ Reed from the Jets, but right now it's just we got to focus on the playoffs, which we are. We've done very good so far in the playoffs because we won, and we made some mistakes, but Jaden Daniels was pretty much flawless. Jaden Daniels taking that cartoon-like hit from that linebacker was crazy. The cut on his face made him look like Nelly and all that. So, uh, other than that, divisional round predictions, I had those in. I was 4-2 in my wild card round predictions. Thank you everyone for subscribing, watching those videos, commenting, even if they're hate comments. Thank you, I guess. But thank you guys very much for watching this episode. NFL Words will be out soon. I will make sure I pump that out. I will try to keep the shorts going, everything going. Wrestling Wednesday, I'll try to keep everything going. But like I said, thank you guys very much for watching this. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy the divisional round games, and bye. Subscribe and raise hail.